I, Dr. Emmett Brown, am about to embark on an historic journey.
These trailblazing intellectuals lead the way. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 movie geniuses.
I'm designing a machine that will allow us to break every message, every day, instantly.
Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're looking at fictional characters, not based on real people or comic books, that exhibit prodigious and creative intelligence. If you don't see a movie genius you thought would be here, be sure to check out our first video of the top 10 movie geniuses. Number 10, Nathan Bateman, Ex Machina.
Here, we have her mind.
Sometimes superior intelligence comes with an ego, and CEO Nathan Bateman has both in spades. In his isolated lab, he's created an artificial brain using information from his search engine, Blue Book, to map how people think.
There's the weird thing about search engines. There's like striking oil in a world that hadn't invented internal combustion.
As programmer Caleb suggests, this means that in a sense, Nathan has become a god, and it shows in Nathan's dismissive treatment of Ava and his android servant Kyoko.
Hey Kyoko, go.
And as Caleb soon learns, Nathan's genius extends beyond tech. He's also a master manipulator and a pretty ballsy dancer.
Come on, Caleb!
Number 9, Dr. Ryan Stone, Gravity.
Clear skies with a chance of satellite debris.
There's a common belief that intellect doesn't translate into practical skills, but this isn't always the case. After a sudden death of her daughter, biomedical engineer Dr. Ryan Stone buries herself in her work, inventing a scanning device for hospitals that NASA decides could also be used for the Hubble Space Telescope.
Visual examination doesn't reveal any damaged components. The problem must be originating from the comms panel.
When disaster strikes during the installation, Stone has to turn her quick thinking towards survival. Inexperienced and alone, Stone is nonetheless able to improvise creative solutions to unexpected problems in order to return to Earth.
Can you tell her that I'm not quitting?
Number 8, Frank Walker, Tomorrowland.
It's a jetpack.
Frank Walker first demonstrates his ingenuity as a young boy when he builds a jetpack. Although the son of a farmer in the rural American Midwest, he's been inspired by mail-order science and science fiction magazines to dream big. Sure, his first invention had some kinks, but these are soon smoothed out. As an adult, Frank invents a tachyon machine that shows images from the past and future, which soon proves to be more of a curse than a blessing.
That's enough, kid.
Kicked out of Tomorrowland, he nonetheless manages to create some pretty nifty booby traps and the means for a quick getaway. Hey, you never know when you might need a rocket bathtub.
Over 6, kid!
We're actually prepared for that!
Number 7, Gru, Despicable Me franchise. Geniuses aren't always forces for good in the world, at least not at first. Supervillain Felonious Gru comes from a long line of baddies and has a remarkable talent for dastardly plots. Who else but a genius would think of stealing the moon?
I've got the moon!
Like Frank Walker, his talent manifested at an early age when he built a working rocket.
Look, Mom, I made a real rocket based on the macaroni prototype.
Now, Dr. Nefario and the minions take care of most of the grunt work, but Gru is still pretty good at devising devious plans, while also raising 3 adopted daughters.
We stole the Times Square Jumbotron!
Number 6, Murph, Cooper, Interstellar.
I count the spaces.
Why?
In case the ghost is trying to communicate.
As a child, Murph Cooper is encouraged to question what she's taught, even in a world where facts and history have lost importance. After her father's departure, Murph becomes embittered, but remains driven to unravel the mysteries of the unknown.
This might be a real good time for you to come back.
With the planet running out of resources, she works with Professor John Brand, the father of another talented scientist, Amelia Brand, on a gravitational theory of propulsion that could relocate Earth's population. With her father's help, her efforts enable the human race to escape into space.
It's traditional.
Number 5, Andy Dufresne, The Shawshank Redemption. When introverted banker Andy Dufresne is sentenced to life in prison for a crime he didn't commit, he sticks out like a sore thumb, becoming the frequent victim of prison bullies. But patience, intelligence, and determination make for a powerful combination.
You should know that sudden serious brain injury causes the victim to bite down hard.
Using his expertise in finance, he soon makes himself invaluable to the warden and eventually escapes through a tunnel dug in secret over 19 years. Having laundered money from the corrupt warden, he's also able to make off with a small fortune and win a measure of justice all at once.
Solitary, a month.
Yes, sir. Hi.
What's the matter with you? Get him out of here.
Number 4. Seth Brundle, The Fly.
I want you to go through. I want to teleport you as soon as possible, right now.
Seth Brundle might be too smart for his own good. An expert in molecular physics, he's invented a teleportation machine for instantaneous travel. The only problem is that it turns living test subjects inside out. But inspiration and progress can come from unexpected sources.
The medicine cabinet, now the Brundle Museum of Natural History. You want to see what else is in it?
Shy, eccentric, and socially isolated, Brundle experiences a sexual awakening after sleeping with journalist Veronica Quaife, which inspires him to reprogram the telepods to creatively reproduce living tissue. It works, but the telepods are a little too creative, leading to problematic experimental results. Number 3. Dr. Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
The scientist discovers the secret of life, but in doing so creates a monster. As in Mary Shelley's Gothic novel of the same name, the movie adaptation follows Frankenstein's ambitious project to create human life.
You're crazy! Crazy, am I?
Sure, it might seem crazy to us now. Stitch together some body parts dug up from a local graveyard and shoot them full of lightning. But it works, until the misunderstood monster escapes and goes on the run. The moral of the story? Don't meddle with forces you don't understand.
Frankenstein! Frankenstein!
Number 2. Hannibal Lecter, The Silence of the Lambs.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver.
Hannibal Lecter exemplifies genius at its darkest. This cannibalistic serial killer is a former forensic psychiatrist gifted at dissecting people's psyches, as well as the rest of them. His ability to understand and manipulate people around him is uncanny, and eventually allows him to escape his cell.
Have the lambs stopped screaming?
In the sequel to the Thomas Harris novel in which the movie is based, it's detailed that Lecter spends much of his time wandering through elaborate memory palaces in his own mind. Lecter's exceptional intelligence makes him particularly fascinating and particularly dangerous.
What did you see, Clarice? What did you see?
Before we reveal the identity of our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Why Atlantis? It's just a myth, isn't it? Pure fantasy. Well, that is where you'd be wrong.
Miss Ritchie, we meet again.
Would it kill you to wash the bag?
You can scream all you wish, Miss Ritchie. I'm afraid no one can hear you. What? Why isn't she screaming?
What I'm proposing is we start accelerating immediately to preserve velocity and gain even more. We don't intercept with Earth at all, but we come close enough to get a gravity assist and adjust course.
Number 1. Dr. Emmett L. Brown, the Back to the Future franchise. He came up with the flux capacitor when he fell off the toilet, and in doing so, invented time travel. How many of us have had ideas that begin on the bathroom floor? Emmett, Doc Brown, is dedicated enough to scientific progress to steal plutonium from terrorists, but also able to improvise in a pinch, like when he uses lightning to return Marty to the present. With his wild hair, offbeat mannerisms, and absent-minded nature, he's the classic, eccentric, movie-mad scientist figure we know and love.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.